Your land is sometimes worth more than your home, and land values actually lead us to somewhat of a revealing treasure map that I want to share with you of where the real estate cash flow is. By the end of this video, you'll see why. I'm Get Rich Education founder and Forbes Real Estate Council member Keith Weinhold. Land constitutes 32% of the value of the average U.S. single-family property. Check out this terrific map. This is per FHFA stats. The size of the circle is the population, so you want to focus on the color. The darker the color, the more expensive the land is as a proportion of the total property price. With the darkest green, you can see that the land constitutes 60% of the total property price in some places. Though those dark green areas do grab your attention, note the inexpensive yellow land prices in the Midwest, in the Southeast, and Appalachia. That's where the cash flow for long-term rentals resides. You might want to screenshot this map. Oh, hi there. Land costs more by the water, coastal areas, and that's because people want water activities, proximity, and views. And secondly, coasts constrain development sprawl that limits supply, and it makes coastal and even some lake properties more scarce. Consequently, the highest land values are mostly in the Northeast corridor from Boston to DC, Miami, coastal California, and Honolulu. Manhattan land values are flat out extortionate. I mean, it is its own small island, Manhattan Island in the heart of New York City. Staten Island is on its own island, and many don't realize that Brooklyn and Queens are on the west end of Long Island. Pricey, pricey, pricey. The Bronx is the only borough on the mainland. You'll notice that Seattle, Madison, and Boulder, they are deep green. The first two are isthmuses. An isthmus is a narrow strip of land with water on both sides. It's interesting how Nashville's nascent population influx made it go green in a sea of cheap southern yellow circles. Now, these costly areas in the deep green, they could work well for short-term vacation rentals like Airbnb and VRBO, but not for long-term cash-flowing rentals. Beachfront and waterfront properties, they are best for short-term vacation rentals. And I swear, the only thing more barren than raw land is the creative naming process for new housing developments. These names like Willow Creek Estates, Stonebridge Crossing, or Vista View Heights. I mean, come on, builders, when you convert raw land, do better with these placeless, foofy-sounding development names. Now, note that Texas doesn't go dark green. You can build there for days. Land near the Mississippi River and its major tributaries have low costs because rivers are efficient transportation networks, which brings down the cost of nearly everything there. Florida is emblematic of how coastal property costs more. It's green along the coasts and yellow inland. And see, prohibitively high land costs, that's one reason why alternative building methods are often not cost effective. Sometimes people think, oh, it'll be cheap and quick to build 3D printed homes or prefabbed homes, tiny homes, or say shipping container homes. But they must all sit on land just like conventionally built homes, and there's a cost associated with that land and all the utility hookups and more. Now, if you talk to a teardown specialist like at a demolition company, they'll tell you that in some older homes, 100% of the total value is just in the land, and in practice, it's even more lopsided than that. The structure can have negative value because demolition is not free. As for you and your properties, your property tax bill, that'll give you some idea of your split as you look at the assessed values broken out for both the structure and the land. So take a look at your tax assessment report to get an idea of your split. The bottom line is that long-term cash flow properties, which is where you get a high rent income in relation to a low purchase price, the cash flowing properties have low land values. They're typically 25% or less of the total property value. That's what you want to keep in mind. The cash flow spots tend to be those yellow areas on the map. I mean, not quite, but it's almost that simple. We've been talking about the geography of real estate here. Related to all this is, why does a Western U.S. home cost more than the same Eastern U.S. home? There are actually 8 compelling reasons why homes west of the Mississippi River are going to cost you more. I break that down for you in this next video right here.